Ever wondered how domestic markets influence our day-to-day lives? It's a question that might have crossed your mind as you navigate through the bustling aisles of your local supermarket, or perhaps while booking a staycation in a cozy bed and breakfast in your home country. You see, domestic markets are a cornerstone of our economy and society. They're the driving force behind the products we consume, the services we use, and the experiences that shape our lives. But what exactly are domestic markets? In simplest terms, domestic markets are the systems in which goods and services are bought and sold within a country's borders. It's the market where local businesses sell their products to local consumers. But it's not just about buying and selling. It's about the relationships between producers and consumers, the dynamics of supply and demand, and the complex web of economic activities that keep our local economies humming. This video will delve into a specific aspect of domestic markets, domestic tourism. Now you might be thinking, what's that got to do with domestic markets? Well, domestic tourism is a vital part of many countries' domestic markets. It involves the travel and tourism activities of residents within their own country, and it's an industry that has profound effects on local economies, cultures, and environments. Our objective in this video is to help you understand the ins and outs of domestic tourism. We'll explore its evolution, the different dimensions it encompasses, how it's structured, and the patterns of expenditure within this sector. We'll also discuss how domestic tourism contributes to the broader domestic market and why understanding this relationship is crucial for both businesses and consumers. As we navigate through these topics, we'll unravel the complexities of domestic tourism and shed light on its role in shaping our domestic markets. We'll see how it influences everything from employment to infrastructure development, from cultural preservation to sustainable practices. As you can see, domestic markets are much more than meets the eye. They're a fascinating world of interconnections, opportunities, and challenges, and understanding them can give us a deeper appreciation of the world around us. So let's dive in and explore this intriguing world together. So, what does domestic tourism entail? Well, in essence, domestic tourism refers to the activities of residents within their own country, outside their usual environment, for leisure, business, and other purposes. It's a significant part of the tourism industry and plays a key role in the domestic market. Domestic tourism is a powerhouse that fuels local economies. When we explore our own country, we are directly supporting local businesses, from hotels and restaurants to tour operators and souvenir shops. This influx of spending helps to generate income, create jobs, and stimulate economic growth. But it's not just about the economy. Domestic tourism also promotes cultural preservation and fosters a sense of national pride. It encourages us to appreciate the beauty, diversity, and heritage of our own country. So whether we're embarking on a weekend getaway, a business trip, or a staycation, we're contributing to something bigger. Indeed, domestic tourism plays a vital role in shaping our domestic markets. Now, how has domestic tourism evolved over the years? Let's take a step back in time. In the early days, domestic tourism was a luxury, exclusive to the upper class who could afford to travel and explore their own country. It was more about leisure and less about culture or adventure. As we moved into the 20th century, the advent of improved transportation, such as trains and motor vehicles, made travel more accessible to the middle class. This period saw a shift in the purpose of travel, with people seeking to learn more about their country's history and culture. Fast forward to today, the rise of budget airlines and affordable accommodations have democratized travel even further. Now, domestic tourism is not just about leisure or culture. It's also about adventure, gastronomy, wellness, and more. It's become a part of our lifestyle, an integral part of our social fabric. Clearly, domestic tourism has come a long way, and it continues to evolve. But what are the different dimensions of domestic tourism? Well, let's dive into the multifaceted world of domestic tourism. There are several dimensions we need to consider to truly grasp its complexity. The first dimension is the economic aspect. Domestic tourism has a significant impact on the economy of a country. It's not just about the money spent directly on travel, but also the ripple effect it has on other sectors like hospitality, food and beverage, retail, and even construction. When people travel within their own country, they contribute to the economic growth and development of different regions. Next, we have the social dimension. Domestic tourism promotes social inclusion and cohesion. It encourages people from various backgrounds to mingle, share experiences, and learn about each other's traditions and cultures. It's a great way to foster unity and understanding among the diverse groups within a country. The cultural dimension is another important one. Domestic tourism helps preserve and promote local cultures and traditions. It provides an avenue for cultural exchange and education, allowing people to appreciate their heritage and identity more deeply. The environmental dimension is equally critical. Through domestic tourism, people become more aware of their natural surroundings and the need to protect and preserve them. This can lead to more sustainable practices and responsible tourism. Then there's the political dimension. Domestic tourism can be a tool for promoting national pride and unity. It can also support regional development and decentralization as it encourages the distribution of resources and opportunities across different areas. Lastly, we have the personal dimension. Domestic tourism offers individuals the opportunity to relax, explore, learn, and grow. It provides a break from the daily routine and a chance to experience new things without leaving the comforts of one's home country. These dimensions make domestic tourism a complex and fascinating field. Each one contributes to the overall domestic market, making it a dynamic and influential sector that goes beyond just travel. It's an intricate web of economic, social, cultural, environmental, political, and personal threads, all woven together to create the rich tapestry that is domestic tourism. So, how is domestic tourism structured? Well, let's dive into that. The structure of domestic tourism is much like a well-oiled machine, each part working in harmony with the others. At its core, domestic tourism is organized into three main sectors: accommodation, transportation, and attractions. Accommodation provides a place to rest and recharge, ranging from luxury hotels to quaint bed and breakfasts. Transportation, whether it be by plane, train, or automobile, ensures tourists can traverse the breadth of their home country with ease. Lastly, attractions, the lifeblood of tourism, draw tourists in with the promise of unique experiences and unforgettable memories. These sectors are supported by a host of ancillary services like travel agencies, tour operators, and local businesses, all working together to create a seamless experience for the tourist. And there you have it. This structure, with its interdependent sectors and services, ensures the smooth functioning of domestic tourism. But where does the money go in domestic tourism? That's a question that's been on the minds of many. Let's dive into the expenditure pattern of domestic tourism to shed some light on this topic. Domestic tourism, as we know, is tourism within one's own country. It's a significant part of the tourism industry. And it's fascinating to see how the expenditure pattern unfolds. When people travel domestically, they spend on a variety of things, and this spending contributes to the economic development of the regions they visit. So, what are the key areas where money is spent in domestic tourism? Well, they include accommodation, food and beverages, local transportation, entertainment, and souvenirs. Each of these sectors sees a significant inflow of funds when domestic tourism flourishes. Accommodation takes up a substantial portion of the expenditure. Tourists spend on everything from luxury hotels to budget hostels, depending on their preferences and budget. This creates a demand for a range of accommodation options, stimulating the hospitality industry. Food and beverages are another major area of spending. Local cuisine is often a big draw for tourists, and they spend generously on trying out different foods and drinks. This benefits local businesses and contributes to the preservation and promotion of local culinary traditions. Local transportation is also a significant expenditure. Whether it's taxis, buses, or rental cars, tourists need to get around, and this spending supports the transportation sector. Entertainment is another notable area of spending. Tourists pay for entry to attractions, participate in local activities, and spend on experiences that give them a sense of the place they're visiting. This expenditure helps support cultural preservation and local businesses. Lastly, tourists often buy souvenirs as mementos of their trips. This spending supports local artisans and small businesses, contributing to the local economy. So you see, the money spent in domestic tourism has a ripple effect. It doesn't just vanish, it circulates within the economy, contributing to growth and development. Understanding these expenditure patterns can help us make better decisions about domestic tourism. So, what have we learned about domestic markets and tourism? Firstly, we've discovered the fundamental role and importance of domestic tourism. It's not just about sightseeing in your own backyard. It's a significant contributor to the economy and a catalyst for local development. We've traced the evolution of domestic tourism, how it has grown and adapted over time, reflecting societal changes and advances in technology. We have explored the various dimensions of domestic tourism, from family vacations to business trips, and everything in between. Each type of travel has its own unique characteristics and impacts. We've examined the structure of domestic tourism, how it's organized, and the key players who make it all possible. And lastly, we've analyzed the expenditure patterns of domestic tourism, highlighting how money spent by tourists circulates within the local economy. Remember, understanding our domestic markets is key to understanding our economy.